because she asked me this question. I said, always marry your conscience. Marry the person you wish you could be, you know, who was kind and maybe whatever faults you have doesn't have those faults. And that's worked out for me. So to me,
If laughter is the best medicine, consider American television host and comedian Jay Leno, the aide and king of late-night comedy. This comedic genius has built an incredible career on the solid foundation of unforgettable moments and the laughter of millions. But beyond all the stage lights and cameras lies a love story worthy of being told, and a private life worthy of an icon. Who is the love of his life? Let's find out. Jay Leno's wife and love life. At 74, Jay Leno's career has gone from great heights to even greater heights. In a way, his love for comedy and the stage could be seen as the great love of his life, but his wife takes on that great title. Jay Leno keeps his private life under wraps, but with his new age comes confessions of love and his life with his charming wife. Let's take a trip down memory lane to the moment that led to Jay Leno's ultimate confession of the heart. It all started in 1976, when sparks flew at a comedy club in Los Angeles. A young Jay Leno set his sights on Mavis Nicholson, a young feminist and activist. He was drawn to her. According to Mavis, the couple first met when Jay spotted her in the audience of the stand-up show. He asked if she was born around September 5th, and she said she was born on the 5th. He began to laugh, and while he didn't explain why that was so funny at the time, the rest was history. As Jay Leno's career blossomed in the 70s and the 80s, he and Mavis's bond grew stronger. Their friendship and the happy times they shared were the secret sauce. Their instant connection was the stuff made out of romantic stories. Their relationship deepened quickly, and after 4 years together, Jay proposed to Mavis. By nature, Mavis wasn't a big fan of marriage, but Jay was the kind of man who supported her and respected her independence as a woman, which was enough to change her mind. Leno married Mavis in 1980. Their wedding ceremony was simple and private, and their relationship's spark has kept burning through decades despite the fickle nature of most Hollywood romances. While Mavis Leno was married to one of the most popular faces in Hollywood, she kept her life private and focused on her humanitarian efforts. Have you ever heard the saying, "There is a woman behind every successful man"? For Jay Leno, Mavis Leno was that woman. Jay Leno described her as his best friend and biggest supporter. Fast forward to 2024, after being married to Mavis for 44 years, Jay Leno couldn't hold back his tears as he reflected on their marriage during his speech at the Feminist Majority Foundation's 16th Annual Global Women's Rights Award Gala, which he attended with Mavis Leno at his side. In his speech, he recalled the first time he met Mavis and how he knew from the start that it would be a fascinating relationship. He was right, affirmed that it had been, and declared that marrying Mavis Leno was the smartest thing he had ever done. The former Tonight Show host gushed about how much he loves her company, and he spoke fondly of her independent nature and how proud he is of her. While his speech had all the feels, it felt like an almost bittersweet moment as Jay Leno had filed for a conservatorship over Mavis Leno at the start of the year. This was due to her advanced dementia diagnosis. This unfortunate diagnosis doesn't take away from their everlasting love story. They looked cozy as they made the rounds at the event. On a lighter note, remember when Jay met Mavis and asked her if she was born on September 5th? That part of the story is kooky, but serendipitous in a way. Turns out the comedian has a history in which he claims that he has lived with 5 women throughout his life, and every single one of them, including his wife, was born on September 5th. According to the comedian, he just felt attracted to them. This happened when he first met Mavis at the stand-up show. He spotted her, and immediately he could tell, so he asked her if she was born on or around September 5th. And she confirmed that she was born on the 5th. It gets even weirder. Jay Leno doesn't believe this is just an amusing coincidence. He believed that he had some kind of metaphysical ability to detect a woman's birth using only his libido. It reached a point when Kathy Geiswhite, the creator of the comic strip Kathy, was a guest on The Tonight Show, and on a side note, Jay Leno asked the looming question. Leno said, "I'm happily married. So don't take this the wrong way, but I am oddly attracted to you. Were you born on or around September 5th? Weirdly enough, Kathy responded that she was born on the 5th of September. Who are we to judge whether this is a running joke, a punchline, or an actual thing? After all, this same metaphysical ability led him to find the true love of his life, Mavis Leno. Whatever the case, Jay Leno's romantic history sounds like something straight out of a stranger-than-fiction work of art. At 74, Jay Leno remains deeply devoted to Mavis Leno, confirming a love that thrives in Hollywood's often tumultuous world. Their relationship offers a refreshing glimpse into a bond built on support, humor, and resilience, reminding us that true love can survive the ups and downs of life. As Mavis faces health challenges, Jay has not wavered in his commitment. He has taken on the role of caregiver with a diligence that speaks volumes about his character and devotion. He ensures their home remains a nurturing haven where Mavis feels comfortable and cherished. This loving environment reflects his affection and respect for their years together and the life they have built. Despite his career demands, which include stand-up performances and various television appearances, Jay manages to balance work with his responsibilities at home. He often speaks about how important it is to him to be there for Mavis, emphasizing their connection as strong as ever. His ability to infuse joy into every situation, even amid challenges, highlights the unwavering spirit of their partnership. Together, they navigate the challenges of aging and illness, proving that love can be a source of strength in difficult times. Their enduring relationship is a reminder that even in the face of adversity, laughter and companionship can illuminate the darkest days. With every act of kindness and support, Jay Leno continues to exemplify what it means to love unconditionally. Let's delve into how his life began. Jay Leno's career. Jay Leno was born on April 20th, 1950, in New Rochelle, New York. He had quite a humble start, with an upbringing that can only be described as modest, under the roof of his middle-class working parents, Catherine and Angelo. They instilled in him the values and wit that weave his life perfectly into what it is today. His mother, Catherine, was born in Scotland and moved to the United States when she was 11, while his father, Angelo, an insurance salesman, was born in New York to immigrants from Italy. Leno's early life was far from ordinary. He caught on to his mother's love of storytelling and his father's value for hard work. This combination of creativity and good work ethic was the magic duo he needed to make a name for himself beyond his wildest dreams. During his high school days at Andover High School in Massachusetts, his love for humor and mischief was already high. He would often be found in his comedic element or playing pranks on his classmates. While his peers spent their days buried in comics or playing sports, Jay Leno would spend his days with his head in the clouds, dreaming of the comedic stage, or he'd keep himself entertained by telling jokes or practicing the art of impersonation. You would think his career started immediately, since he had immense talent at such a young age. But you would be wrong. Jay Leno's career in comedy and Hollywood was non-existent at the start. His first job was at a local McDonald's slicing potatoes. This might have seemed like a far cry away from his dreams, but this job was the stepping stone he needed to reach all those great heights. Working at McDonald's allowed him to tap into his passion and skills. He discovered and participated in a talent contest, which lit the fire that spread to his career in stand-up comedy. Before the world knew it, he started performing in coffee shops and on campus at Emerson College, where he studied, then on stages in Hollywood. He earned a degree in speech therapy but started a roller coaster career in Hollywood. At first, he booked minor roles and opened for legendary performers like Tom Jones. His comedic journey kicked off when he appeared in the pilot episode of the sitcom Holmes and Yo-Yo. His big break in the industry was his first appearance on The Tonight Show on March 2, 1977. That was when everything changed for Leno. At this point, he was so close to the stars, he could almost taste them. He performed and charmed the audience with his perfect comedic timing and humor. He went on to star in minor roles in films such as Fun, with Dick and Jane, till he started landing bigger roles in films such as Almost Heaven. He was living his best life, and all his dreams came true. Jay Leno was America's rising star, and nothing could stop his iconic trajectory. By the time the 1980s rolled in, he was gaining even more popularity. He made guest appearances on popular sitcoms such as Alice and Laverne and Shirley. He also had a starring role in Collision Course alongside the iconic Pat Morita, known for his equally iconic role in The Karate Kid. This period was exactly what his career needed. Jay Leno appeared on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, and it's safe to say he did everything right as he caught the eye of the television legend. His appearance on the show turned into a regular substitute host, and by 1992, everything began to change. Johnny Carson announced his retirement, and the war to find his replacement began with Jay Leno and the popular David Letterman going head-to-head for the gig. This was the classic case of the underdog versus the golden child. Carson believed Letterman would be the rightful successor, but NBC, the network behind The Tonight Show, had other plans. Leno was the ultimate choice for the network, and the decision caused quite a media stir, leading to the infamous late-night wars between Jay Leno and David Letterman. This moment in the history of The Tonight Show was so monumental that the story of the roller coaster transition became the basis of a book and a movie. Jay Leno's reign on The Tonight Show was off to a great start. He kept performing as a stand-up comedian while being a host. Years after being announced as the new host, he received a contract extension with NBC. By 1995, The Tonight Show put out an episode that featured an interview with Hugh Grant, who had just been arrested for some controversy of his own. This episode saw skyrocketing ratings higher than Letterman's for the first time. His reign as the king of The Tonight Show went on until 2009, and Conan O'Brien took over the mantle. However, Jay Leno's story and ties to The Tonight Show did not end there. While Conan O'Brien had taken over, Jay Leno was starting up greener pastures on the same network with his show, The Jay Leno Show. While juggling their new roles, both parties began to face a decline in delivering the number of viewing audiences the network anticipated. This led to a time slot conflict that was far from ideal, especially for O'Brien. This led to the tough decision on the part of O'Brien, who decided to leave the network because the new time slot he was being offered for The Tonight Show was not worthy of the greatest franchise in the history of broadcasting. He received a $33 million payout, and Leno returned as the host of The Tonight Show following the 2010 Winter Olympics on March 1st. By July 1st, 2010, Variety reported that the total viewership for Leno's Tonight Show had dropped from 5 million to 4 million for the second quarter of 2010. While it was the show's lowest second-quarter rating since 1992, The Tonight Show still had the crown for the most-watched late-night program, beating ABC's Nightline and The Late Show with David Letterman. However, on April 3, 2013, Jay Leno announced that he would leave the show in 2014. He had a successful run, and Jimmy Fallon was announced as his designated successor. Jay Leno's final show, before passing it to a new generation, went off with a bang. It was a star-studded farewell with his first-ever guest, Billy Crystal, returning once again. Garth Brooks serenaded the audience with his iconic performance. Then there were surprise celebrity guests like Jack Black, Kim Kardashian, Jim Parsons, Oprah Winfrey, Carol Burnett, Sheryl Crow, and Chris Paul, who shared in the unforgettable farewell, making it one for the history books. Jay Leno's house. Jay Leno and his wife, Mavis Leno, live a life of ultimate luxury. This is well-deserved as Jay Leno spent much of his life chasing his dreams and building his net worth through decades of hard work and dedication. The couple bought a $13.5 million oceanfront estate in Newport, Rhode Island in 2017. News of their mansion broke headlines, featuring a private beach and a 6-car garage for Jay Leno, obsessed with automobiles. Seafair's 9-acre estate has a 15,851 square foot main house along the ocean. The residence was built in 1936 by architect James Mackenzie Jr., who is best known for working on improving the Statue of Liberty. The mansion features 14 bedrooms and 17 bathrooms. Each room has crown molding at the top, chandeliers hanging from each ceiling, and mid-toned hardwood floors in almost all the rooms. The design of the residence is every owner's dream come true, with a large sitting room, a wall of glass doors and windows, and a magnificent view of the ocean. The spacious master bedroom is another huge selling point, as it has dual closets and an ensuite bath with an oversized tub sitting right underneath a chandelier. Then there's the bar-like chef's kitchen, which is adorned by a cobalt blue hood above the stove. The whole residence is almost like a love letter written to Leno's. The overall aesthetic is reminiscent of the 1930s, and it features a paneled library with red-colored wood, built-ins lining the wall, and a green marble fireplace. It's almost insane that the young man who moved from Andover to Los Angeles to pursue his dreams in the entertainment industry now lives in a Newport mansion while enjoying a scenic view of an entire ocean. After his reign on The Tonight Show ended, Jay Leno wasn't afraid to splurge endlessly on the things he loved. He purchased fleets of cars and motorcycles, so a mansion was just around the corner. The home also features a mind-blowing crescent-shaped design that follows the curve of the land and provides a perfect view of the Atlantic. It is a gated compound with a tennis court, an infinity pool, a carriage cottage, and a formal dining room. Jay Leno and Mavis Leno were visiting family in Newport when they stumbled upon the beautiful house. They were both in awe of it and decided to go for it at that very moment. They drove by, the gate opened, and a gardener came out. The gate's opening was a sign to them, so they kept going. Soon enough, they drove in, rang the doorbell, and were greeted by the caretaker, who confirmed that the house was for sale but had not been listed yet. They asked for a tour of the house and fell in love with it even more, so they got the owner on the phone and asked to buy the house as it was, with every single thing still in it. They agreed on a price, and Jay Leno bought it. For him, this was more than a smart business move. He purchased Seafair because he liked it. According to his sage words, "If you always buy what you like, you'll always be happy because you did it for the right reasons." For Jay Leno, the house has a bit of magic. His wife loves Victorian novels set on the English coast. This house gives that exact experience. It looks like a castle, even though it is a mansion. The rooms are small with individual fireplaces and 9 or 8 chimneys. Jay Leno always wanted a library, since he and his wife had about 4,500 books. It's no wonder the library is his favorite room in Seafair. Jay Leno's net worth. Jay Leno's comedic career has taken him to heights beyond his wildest dreams. His net worth is a worthy reflection of the time, effort, and passion he put into his late-night career and his career afterward. At 74, Leno still performs stand-up comedy. In November last year, the comedian had a fall just hours before a show, but that didn't stop him from performing that same night with an eye patch and with a broken wrist. This goes to show his fierce work ethic, which he had while hosting The Tonight Show. Jay Leno's net worth is estimated to be around $450 million as of early 2025. According to multiple sources, this is more than twice that of fellow late-night entertainer Conan O'Brien and more than 6 times that of his Tonight Show successor, Jimmy Fallon. This makes sense because Leno began his career 2 decades before both men. Jay Leno's net worth is an accumulation of a long career, through which he's performed several stand-up comedy tours and acted in films and television series. He's appeared on numerous talk shows, authored several books, and hosted several shows, including his long years as the host of The Tonight Show. After his epic stint on The Tonight Show ended, Leno spent more time performing stand-up comedy on tour. His love for cars kept his passion alive and on full throttle as he began hosting Jay Leno's Garage in 2015. It was a reality show on CNBC that reviewed classic and restored cars. The show enjoyed 7 successful seasons before coming to an end in 2023. Jay Leno not only knows how to make money, but also how to be financially responsible. He has a remarkable investment portfolio, which includes his passion for vintage cars. He's no stranger to the occasional splurge on things he loves. So far, he is said to own 300 or more vehicles in total, with 200 cars and 100 motorcycles. While this is a well-valued splurge, Jay Leno is known for his more frugal lifestyle. His collection of automobiles was valued between $52 million and $100 million as of 2023. Depending on the value, his vehicle collection could account for almost a quarter of his net worth. Jay Leno's impressive collection includes 2 Doble steam cars formerly owned by Howard Hughes, an iconic 1963 Jaguar XKE, and several early forms of electric cars. Leno's passion for cars is no secret. He had an entire show revolving around cars. In his own private time, he also loves to restore many of his cars to their former glory until they are road-ready. While his mansion features a large garage, Leno houses most of his collection in his sprawling hangar-like garage in Burbank, California. Jay Leno has cracked the code on a happy life. However, does that mean his life is without scandals, especially around women? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Before you go, click on the video displayed on your screen.